Hi my virgins, how are you? So, in today's video, I'm gonna teach you how to glue down your brows. I'm really happy with how everything turned out. You will see there the most accurate tutorial of gluing your brows you'll ever see. I've seen many of them in the beginning when I started to do drag, but none of them was as high and as detailed. So watch this video if you really want to know how to glue your brows properly. I want to start by saying that I'm usually shaving my brows. This is because I really don't have a lot of time. Those brows to glue down, it takes a lot of time. Well, I'm not an expert by any means, but I've watched a lot of YouTube videos and a lot of drag queens creating those brows, and I have a few informations about this. I was gathering them from a lot of places, and I think I can help you to achieve a really smooth and nice brow coverage. Second of all, I feel so awkward watching in the mirror and seeing myself with a really soft coverage and having my brows. I'm not used to having my brows on camera. I've let them grow a little bit because you cannot glue them down if you don't have them long enough. So I've got a paper towel and I will put a little bit of alcohol on the paper. This will help not to have any greasiness behind the brows. And this will help us to glue them down perfectly. And now that we have everything out of the way, I'm recommending you to tweeze your brows. See how those creases are here? Well, if you're gluing your brows right here, your brows will not stick properly, and when you're doing those expressions, you will loosen up the glue. What I recommend to you is to tweeze them exactly after your first fold of the skin. Yeah, this is what's happening to me when I'm tweezing my brows. I'm crying and I'm sneezing. So now that the tweezing is done, I'm gonna apply my foundation as I would usually apply it. No, I will not. I'm such an idiot. So now that the tweezing is done, you are gonna need something like this. A small comb, a spoolie, and a spoon. I know you might question this instrument, but you will soon find out that this is one of the greatest things you will need while gluing down your brows. Oh yeah, and obviously a glue stick. Take care to use a children's glue stick because this is meant for children, so it's not toxic. And you are gonna go in the opposite direction that your hairs are going in. Circular motions to get every single brow hair covered in glue. Every single one needs to be covered in glue. And now, I'm gonna take the comb and I'm just combing up those hairs. See how much product I have left? So you need to use a lot of product, at least for the first layer. Now I'm gonna take the spoolie and I will do the same thing, but I will press a little bit on them. And now I'm gonna glue them down in the same direction upwards with the glue stick. This step is exactly after the first one. Don't be afraid that you will have a really straight line, because now it comes a really great trick that nobody was talking about on the internet. I'm taking a cup of water, a paper towel, and I will submerge, if that's the word, one end of the paper towel in water. And what I will do, I will go from the end of my hairs upwards with only water, because this glue is actually water dissolvent, and I will blend in the edge, and this way you will never have that crusty line that's forming above the brow. Just doing this, removing everything that's excess. Yeah, and usually you shouldn't do this when you have foundation on, because anyway you are removing it, but my insecurities are not letting me come on camera without any foundation on. So this is why I have a small layer of foundation, and I will do this after every single layer of glue that I'm putting on. You need to have a fan or a blow dryer with a cold setting. I have a blow dryer, but it doesn't have a cold setting, so... Oh yeah, you really need to let the glue sit and set before you apply the next layer. I think we will apply around 3 or 4 layers, something like this. But the first one is the most important one, because that's the base of your brows. I think I'm ready to apply the second layer. Right now, I'm applying it the same way, pressing really hard on it. I forgot to mention that I have really thick brows. So if you have softer and smaller and thinner brows, this process will be a lot easier for you. The same thing as I told you after every single step, taking the water, paper towel. You can use a towel, but I don't have one right now. I really want to get a towel for makeup. If you have done something so badly, at this point, you would be able to see it. If the brows are not sticking properly, or if you see any crackings or something like this, then they will never come back from here. So it's better to realize that you have a problem when it's not a little bit too late. I can already tell you that this is my best ever brow coverage. Like, the best. Yeah. I think we are ready for layer 3. Never forget to do this step after every single layer, because this is what makes the difference between a great brow coverage and a bad one. So I'm gonna go and let them sit for 10 minutes or so. So I'm back after 10 minutes or so, and now this is gonna get into place, because right now, when the glue is pretty much dry, but in the same time you can, I don't know if you can see, but it's a little bit still tacky, I'm gonna press with this spoon as much as I can on. You know, I'm gonna press the brows in, and this shape of the spoon is helping me to go from the bottom of my brow to the top of my hairs, and press it really well. I'm gonna put another layer up and let it dry. Not a big layer, just a small layer. And now we are gonna start to go side to side. I'm usually going from the nose to the exterior of the brow in both parts, because the hairs actually grow like this and they're glued down like this. So if we would go from exterior to interior, chances of getting some hairs on the way will be a lot higher than going from the nose to the exterior. Don't press, just let the glue glide on. Another layer, and this will be the last one. Actually no, it will be the second to last one. So this last step, just put the tip of the glue stick in water and go over your brows. Really softly, really gently, nothing is pulling. And this is a really smooth layer that's helping to get in between every single hair that it's sticking out. Now we are letting it dry only a little bit. The powder comes and saves the day. So first you just want to put the powder over the brows, and after you have a really great layer of powder on, you want to press it really well. And here comes in handy powder puff. As I told you in the beginning, this is really the best brow coverage I've ever done in my entire life. So with experience comes a lot of wisdom, and well, you really need to do this over and over again in order to get better. So I will be back in 5 minutes or so. Like for you will be like this. So right now I'm gonna take a powder brush and I'm gonna dust away all the excess powder. So right now you can use red lipstick or you can use anything you want to color correct them, because they would actually show through. So I'm gonna take my red lipstick and I'm gonna apply it all over the brows. And because this would actually bleed through the foundation, I'm gonna set this as well. I would recommend you to use high coverage powder, because this would actually take away some of the pigment that you have in your brows. Again, if you have blonde or light colored brows, you wouldn't need to do this because your brows will not show through the foundation. And now, the moment that everybody was waiting for, Virginia putting on foundation. Oh, that's a shocker. This is why I'm applying foundation. So this is another tutorial. In one tutorial, you have 2 tutorials. This is how you apply foundation. You are putting a lot on. You are taking a beauty sponge and you are tapping it all over your freaking face. So now I have my base done. I don't know if you can see the brows. I mean, you cannot see them because they're not there. I definitely can see the difference because I'm used to having shaved brows. Now I'm gonna go and do the makeup that you've seen in the beginning of the video, and I will come back with the conclusions. So that was it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really hope you learned something from this. And please don't forget to give a like. Give me a subscribe because now I'm posting regularly. We really have to take care of ourselves and the others. So please, please, please be safe and take care of yourself. Bye.